tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping tennis swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get into it. Also, please be sure that you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel because people do mysteriously become unsubscribed. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Claudette, Fat Boo, Auntie Leah is here. The lovely T, Noah. All right, let's get into it. Nicole, Nessie X, Khalid is here. All right, Latasha. All right, thank you, Latasha, for your kind words. Okay, Jeff ATL, Buckhorse DC. Let's get into it. Everybody hit that like button, okay? It's the least y'all can do. All right, it's the least y'all can do. The Queen is bringing y'all the latest news. Hey, Queen Sam, 504 Nola, Ma'at, Egypt. All right, let's get into it. Oh, hell no, Queen Sam in the house. Okay, so let's talk about it, y'all, because it's a bunch. Okay, it's a bunch. I'm not going to go through all of these documents, but I'm going to go through the main meat and potatoes of it all. Now, before we get into this nefarious lawsuit against Diddy filed just a couple of days ago by Derrick Cardello-Smith. You all should remember him because you heard it here first. I told you that he was an inmate in Detroit, had filed a lawsuit against Diddy, said that Diddy raped him back in the 90s at a party. And then I showed you the Zoom video of him in court, okay, with the judge and trying to get a restraining order so Diddy can sell properties and all of that. And then you may remember that in September, he won a judgment, September of 2024, he won a judgment against Diddy by default for $100 million, okay? want a default judgment. But anyway, we're going to get into that. First, let's talk about Mr. Tony Busby. Lord have mercy. Okay. Tony Busby withdraws as attorney from slew of Diddy lawsuits in New York. Now, of course, this is what he had to do. Okay, because remember, we were talking about what's going to happen with the rest of those cases. Now, I just want you all to pay attention, because yesterday I heard somebody say so foolishly, I'm not going to call their name, but I know they're listening and they know who they are. Somebody said Busby did the honorable thing by withdrawing. Now, I want you all to pay attention to the foolishness of that. Okay, he did the honorable thing by withdrawing. There was nothing honorable about it. Okay, he did what he had to do after he made a whole fool of himself and made a mockery of the case that he filed against Jay-Z and Diddy, and then also pretty much just made a fool of his client as well, or allowed the client to make a fool of herself. Okay, so the only thing for him to do was withdraw. There was nothing honorable about this or Tony Busby in general, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I was all for Tony Busby, but sadly, he has not lived up to the expectations that the Queen once had. Okay, Diddy lawsuits. Busby withdraws as attorney from slew of Southern District of New York cases. Right, so Diddy's legal arch enemy, Texas attorney Tony Busby, is withdrawing himself from more than a dozen trafficking lawsuits filed against Diddy in New York federal court. Now, I want you all to think about something. Just pause, if you will, and think about the day that Tony Busby stood on that stage with a banner behind him with a 1-800 number. If you've been assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs, please call. You all remember that? I have 120 cases I'll be filing, 60 males and 60 females, and then 25 were minors at the time. That's what he said. And then days later, after that 1-800 number was put out there, he said that he got over 12,000 calls within so many hours. Do y'all remember that? Now here he is with egg on his face, having to withdraw from the cases that he himself filed, all because he didn't do his due diligence. And why didn't he? Well, because he thought he was going to get quick paydays. That's my opinion. Now, Busby says he's backing out of the lawsuits until he is admitted to practice law in Southern District of New York. Now, the move comes after Diddy filed legal docs last month, claiming Busby had no business filing lawsuits against him in Southern District of New York because Busby isn't even authorized to practice law in the famous district. Now, Busby is acknowledging that. And in court docs, Busby tells U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams, I made an error in judgment by failing to inform you that I was not admitted to the Southern District. But remember, just days ago, he posted on his social media, and I showed it to you, you heard it here first, where he posted his little accolades with his little seal on it, and then bragging about how he was in good standing with the Bar Association and how he was, in fact, allowed to practice in New York. Well, that was the Eastern District, not the Southern. Okay, that's what he failed to say. Now, Busby says his admission status has become a distraction and is shifting the focus away from Diddy's alleged victims, and as a result, he's stepping back. Now, despite Busby being out of the picture, the lawsuits against Diddy will still proceed. Busby says the alleged victims will still be represented by New York law firms. Busby's withdrawals from the cases come after Combs' attorneys opposed his motion to be admitted in one of Diddy's civil lawsuits brought by Candace McCrary. Meanwhile, Busby remains a representing attorney in a number of other lawsuits filed against Diddy in other states, and he's signaling new lawsuits will be filed against Diddy soon. Busby says that I personally withdrew, not my firm. But the few federal court cases that we have on file until such time as my admission is cleared up. Okay, I'm still attorney in charge in all the New York cases and intend to file cases very soon in Nevada and California. He also tells us that he's a licensed New York lawyer in good standing who is admitted to practicing in the Eastern District. Okay, see, I already told you all that. Now, with that all being said, his claims in the Southern District of New York admission got held up because Jay-Z filed that grievance against him. Okay, that's what that was all about. When Jay-Z filed that grievance against him, that's why it got held up. Okay, please pay attention. And then also, now after he motioned to withdraw from a slew of the lawsuits, he didn't touch on which one that he still has pending, a pro hoc vici application. Okay, now the judge wants to know if he's even going to stick to that or not. Okay, by the close, now this is from March the 20th, yesterday. By the close of business tomorrow, plaintiff's counsel shall inform the court and defendants whether the motion of Anthony G. Buzbee to appear pro hoc vice in this action has been withdrawn or remains live. Hereby order Judge Mary K. Vickelsil, okay, first motion to withdraw, and it's dated from yesterday, like I said. So the New York attorney who's actually going to appear in Buzbee's cases, Curious Antagoni, I hope I'm saying his name right, or Antagon, filed Buzbee's withdrawal motion shortly after Judge Vickelsil's order, but it doesn't specifically address the pending pro hoc vice application. Okay, it just says motion, notice of motion to withdraw appearance. Please take notice that pursuant to Local Civil Rule 1.4b, Anthony Busby, an attorney for plaintiff in the above captioned action, hereby moves to withdraw his appearance as an attorney of record until such a time as he is admitted to practice in this honorable district. Plaintiff will continue to be represented by remaining counsel of record from Curious Law. This also is dated as of yesterday. Okay, so that's what the other attorney who's taking over the cases filed. Okay, so that all being said, then they say, Dear Judge Vickelsil, we write on behalf of plaintiff to inform the court that plaintiff's motion for Anthony G. Busby, Esquire, to appear in this action, pro hoc vice, is formally being withdrawn. Doc entries 49 through 51. Okay, so that's that. Right now, I had already told you all this yesterday, but I just wanted to reiterate that for anybody who missed it, but also just to read the paper that the other attorney filed. Okay, so with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's get into it, because when I tell you all, Diddy has just got a whole lot going on. Please pay attention, and none of it's good. Okay. Absolutely none of it's good. Remember how I told you all on yesterday that I believe that Diddy absolutely knew that Kanye West had him on speaker and was having that phone call conversation recorded. Okay. I think that Diddy wanted, in a roundabout way, to let the people who have not spoken on his behalf, who have not called to check on him or his kids, who have not lifted a finger, who've not mentioned or spoken up on his behalf or anything, I think he wanted to let them know how he feels. F them MFers. Isn't that what he told Kanye? Okay, and then he said, you're the only one. Okay, he said, nobody else ain't check on his kids. He's let him know he got angst for them. And, you know, he's talking about getting out. So we'll see how that all goes. And what's Diddy going to do for those people? What's he going to have to say to them when and if he gets out? And hopefully he won't be getting out. But after this lawsuit we're about to go over, this is just further proof Diddy never needs to be free again if these allegations are true. Okay, if these allegations are true. With that all being said, let's get into it, because I absolutely cannot with Diddy. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay. Janine said, feel so bad for Derrick. Oh, honey, you're going to feel even worse for him. Honey, you about to feel even worse for him when you find out what's really going down, honey, in these next paperworks that I'm about to pull up. Okay, now this one right here, let's talk about this one first. Okay, so this is filed by Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, or I'm sorry, this is sent to him. Okay, dear Mr. Cardello-Smith, this appeal has been docketed as case number 25-1245 with a caption that is enclosed on a separate page. Please review the caption. Okay, this is just basically giving him instructions and directions of what to do. Okay, you have until April the 17th of 2025 to either pay $605 the appellate filing fee, or file a motion for leave to proceed on appeal in forma pauperis, which means that you basically are filing it by yourself for yourself. Okay, you don't have a lot of money, can't afford an attorney or whatever. Okay, and an accompanying financial affidavit. Either one must be paid, filed with the U.S. District Court. Failure to do one or the other may result in the dismissal of the appeal without further notice. If you move for pauper status and the district court denies your motion in part or in full, or if you are otherwise dissatisfied with the district court's ruling, you may renew the motion for pauper status in this court within 30 days of that ruling. Okay, as the appellant, when you submit motions, briefs, or any other documents to the clerk's office, send only one original, which you have signed. Okay, so with that all been said, we don't need to get into all of that because basically, as I was saying, he's filing all of this paperwork by himself without the aid of legal counsel. And so therefore, the clerk of the court is giving him instructions on just what to do. Okay, the clerk is giving him instructions on just what to do and how to proceed with his filings. Now, we're about to get into those filings. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, I'm not going to put all this on the screen, but now, surely you all remember, this is him right here. Okay, this is, in fact, when he was in court. We might go back to that. I'm not sure. But so let's get into these receipts because there's witness paperwork, witnesses that have written sworn affidavits that he has, in fact, introduced into evidence this time. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, here we go. Okay, so like I said, this is a lot of paperwork. I'm not going to go through all of it at the end of the day. Just the main parts that we need to be discussing, just so you all can get a gist of what's actually going on here. And these nefarious allegations against Diddy. Okay, so. Okay, plaintiff is hereby filing the above cause and hereby presents this court with the enclosed petition for writ of habeas corpus by a person in state custody and seeks to have this court grant the writ of habeas corpus by a person in state custody based on the following factors. Number one, defendants all work together to wrongfully convict this plaintiff for the charged offenses of criminal sexual conduct and to other crimes, but that were committed by the co-defendants in this case. Now, the attached documents and affidavits verify the plaintiff's claims. Okay, so in summary, Sean Combs framed this plaintiff. Sean Combs used a crooked assistant Wayne County prosecutor to convict this act of placing the plaintiff in prison. Sean Combs, okay, worked with Kim L. Worthy, the Wayne County prosecutor, to frame this plaintiff, and it resulted in a complete violation of this plaintiff's due process rights and wrongful conviction. Okay, defendant Sean Combs framed me, and this is my petition seeking release from custody, as that the defendants worked to frame me and have me placed in the custody of the Michigan Department of Corrections, where various prison wardens carried out the judgments of sentences that were obtained through illegally obtained criminal prosecutors that were the judges, and even worse, done so by corrupt police officers and assistant, do y'all hear this? Assistant prosecuting attorneys. Okay, so this is all nefarious. I just want you all to pay attention. Y'all heard that, right? Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Do y'all hear this? This man is alleging. Now, of course, I don't know if this is true or not, but this man does have affidavits of proof from people who actually say that they were involved in it. They're admitting their culpability. I find this all nefarious. Okay, this man is saying that Diddy set him up and framed him to have him put in prison. Now, what's interesting about all of this is, if you remember, just a couple of weeks ago, I told you the story of Kirk Burroughs, Diddy's former business partner, when he started with the Bad Boy record label. Kirk Burroughs basically said that when he went to sue Diddy, he was upset about his shares of the company when he found out they'd been taken from him and given to Miss Janice Combs, Diddy's mother. And then all of a sudden, when he files a lawsuit against Diddy, guess what happens? He gets becomes under a federal investigation. Then he's facing charges all of a sudden. Doesn't this all sound familiar? Now, I'm not saying Diddy did it, okay? But then, The Hood Realer said Diddy's worst accusation ever. Then tomorrow comes. Okay, I know, right, beloved? Because what else are we going to find out about him, honey, with his nefarious self? Okay, but anyway, so let's continue. All right, so goes on to say, plaintiff is hereby filing the above case and hereby presents this court with the enclosed petition for writ of habeas corpus by a person in state custody and seeks to have this court grant the writ of habeas corpus for a person in state custody. Now, I'm going to skip past some of this and get to what some of the witnesses have to say. Okay, the respondents, now listen to this. The respondents all worked together. Now, mind you, this was just filed on the 18th of this month. It was just filed this month. Okay, the respondents all worked to convict this petitioner, and they did so for the sole purpose of keeping this petitioner quiet while petitioner was framed for crimes that the petitioner did not commit. Petitioner submits that the affidavit of Suzette Samuels. Okay, so he has an affidavit from Suzette Samuels, the assistant Wayne County prosecutor, and supports this petitioner's claims. Okay, so this is, you guys, they're saying that this is an assistant Wayne County prosecutor who supports the petitioner's claims, and it even further supports that this petitioner has been wrongfully convicted and held in custody in violation of the state and federal constitution, requiring reversal of this court. I submit to this court that the detailed listed within verify and support that the petitioner was framed by the respondents, and these affidavits require a hearing and require action on the merits of the claims held within. Wherefore, petitioner prays court will enter an order to grant the writ of habeas corpus immediately and order the release of this petitioner immediately. Well, now this is all very interesting. This is all very interesting because here's the thing. Why would this lady tell on herself? Why would this lady tell on herself? Okay, I have several questions. Okay, but hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Now, here's the thing. Hold on, I'm reading something here. Hold on, I'm checking something real quick. And again, keep in mind that I was saying, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm trying to see something. Suzette Samuels. Okay, I'm about to look this lady up real quick. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, so okay, so with that all being said, I'm sorry, you guys, that it took me a minute. I was sitting here looking up Suzette Samuels to verify whether or not she was an attorney in Wayne County. And what I find is that it says, because this is Michigan, so what I find is that it says, I'm going to share it on the screen. Janine says, I can't believe they all admitted to their corruption. They did it to 28 other black men. Unbelievably, horribly true. Well, I can't believe they admitted it either. I find it all very interesting. But hold on, I'm going to show you what I just found on this Miss Suzette Samuels. Okay, it doesn't have a picture, but it says, the State Bar of Michigan has verified this lawyer's status. However, the photo and profile information have been provided directly by the lawyer, neither the State Bar or Michigan or whatever. Okay, so anyway, it's saying that she's an active member in good standing. So I guess she is who he's saying that she is. Okay, you know, you just have to verify some of this stuff because at the end of the day, you know, people be lying. Some of these people filing stuff against Diddy are absolutely out of their mind, in my opinion. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, not saying that he is, but some of them clearly are. I don't know whether he is or not. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, this man is saying that Diddy had him set up, he was framed, and all this, that, and the third. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to read the affidavit of the offer of proof, number 1. Okay, so let's get into it. My name is Nicole Rock. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. My name is Nicole Rader. I am an officer who I'm an officer who worked at the I'm an officer who authored the police report in the city of Detroit for January the 13th of 2008 against Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. Okay, current prisoner with the Michigan Department of Correction, obtained through a conviction that was a result of my investigators report. And I state the following information and facts herein are true and accurate and real, and I have been deposed to swear and do swear and say that the police report I submitted against Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, I'm sorry, this is blurry. Okay, the paperwork's a little blurry, so bear with me. Now, the police report is I submitted against Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith for kidnapping and sexual assault of Tina Bomarito is false. Or Drea Bomarito is false. The police report I submitted against Derrick Lee Cardello for kidnapping and the sexual assault of Andrea Bomarito is false. I was ordered to make the false police report against Mr. Cardello-Smith by the persons of Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, Kim L. Worthy, Wayne County Prosecutor, Suzette Samuels, Assistant Wayne County Prosecutor, okay, Jose Ophir, it looks like. I was also paid a total of $132,000 cash by Sean Combs to issue the false police report. Are y'all hearing this? And to say that he was, and basically to say that he kidnapped and assaulted this person. My family's lives and my life had been threatened by this man. And the only way to save them was to go through with the false police report that I filed in this case. And even though I knew it was the betrayal of my badge, are y'all hearing this? My commanding officer in the Northeastern District had to go through with this action. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith never kidnapped anyone, nor did he ever actually assault anyone. The arrest warrant was paid for by me and others directly to the magistrate judge of the 36th district, and he was paid off $5,000 to sign the warrants. Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Say what now? This is real crazy. This is real crazy. Auntie Leah said, is this lady on her deathbed or something? This sounds like a deathbed confession, honey. I don't know what she is on, but that's a good question. Okay, that is absolutely a good question. This is all nefarious, honey. Are y'all listening to the BS? Diddy better hope this isn't true, honey. Okay, that's what he better be hoping and praying. But anyway, let me continue. So goes on to say the judge was paid $5,000 for signing the warrant, as he has been in many cases. Oh, he has done this before, allegedly. Sean Combs and I was connected to him and forced to pay him, and I paid him the money, okay, for the warrants, which were false, and he knew specifically about Derrick's case. that the charges were false. I was present when Patricia, it looks like Puntman, detective with Wayne County and Dearborn Police Department, and Vincent Smothers and somebody else was saying they were giving money to kill Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello. This is all nefarious, honey. I just want y'all to pay attention. So she's basically saying that she acted, against this man and paid the judge and all of this. This is what she's saying. This is all crazy. And this is signed too. Okay, this is signed March of 2025, the 5th day, March of 2025. Okay, this was done in the state of Michigan, Wayne County. Yeah, I find this all very interesting. Diddy, what have you gotten yourself into, honey, is the question. Okay, so likes up, everyone, please like and share. What do y'all think about all of this? It's almost unbelievable as far as I'm concerned. Okay, it's almost unbelievable because my thing is, why are they telling on themselves? Why did they have a guilty conscience or something? I just have several questions. Queen, Queen, all I could do is shake my head, said Shadow. I know, right? But let's keep going, honey. This is all crazy. Okay, I'm gonna scroll past some of this because, quite frankly, I'm not going to read all of these documents because I'd be here all day. Okay, so please pay attention. Okay, so this person whose affidavit that I just read from, keep in mind, this person is saying that they're a police officer and that they actually betrayed their oath and their badge by going through with the false police report and further having the judge file this fraudulent warrant. But let's go on. Let's keep going. Let me scroll down some. So I was present when Patricia Penman, a detective with Wayne County and Dearborn Police Department, paid Mr. Vincent Smothers, the contract killer and hitman. That's who he was, Vincent Smothers. They got the contract killer and hitman's name there, honey. This is all nefarious. Okay, was paid money to kill Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. And when Mr. Vincent Smothers took the money to kill David Cobb's wife, Rose Cobb, the day after Christmas in 2007, okay, I was present. I was present when Patricia Penman paid Cardi Carpenter $4,500 to place false grape charges on Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. I lied under oath to the magistrate of the 36th District Court while present with Sergeant Ortiz to obtain the arrest warrant for Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, and I violated his due process rights that he is ordered by the Constitution of the state of Michigan. I also lied under oath in the Wayne County Circuit Court in the criminal case of People versus Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, and then he has the case. They have the case number here. I make this affidavit freely, voluntarily, and with full knowledge that I will have to testify to these facts, and I will testify to them in a state or federal court of criminal or civil or criminal. Okay, because my actions while working as a police officer have resulted in an innocent man being held illegally, and that man is Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. And then they have his inmate number. This is all absolutely deplorable. And this is a notarized affidavit as well. Okay. Nicole Rabios, it looks like the name is Nicole Rabiros, and it was signed on the 5th of March and it's notarized. Okay. All nefarious. Okay, so now let's go to the next documents. I'm going to skip past some of this stuff like I said. Okay, so now we have a motion to vacate the order of dismissal with prejudice. Okay, now comes the plaintiff, Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. Okay, okay, so this court, I guess, moves to have this court to enter in order to vacate the order of dismissal without prejudice and allow this matter to proceed to jury trial and grant judgment in favor of the plaintiff where their plaintiff can prove the defendants committed fraud upon this court. And the plaintiff was given newly discovered evidence that was not available at any time during these proceedings. Okay, requiring full reversal of this court's decision entered on the record and prior to the filing of the appeal that this plaintiff is clearly taking to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. This is all so darn crazy. Okay, this is all absolutely nefarious. And like this is filed Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith versus Sean P. Diddy Combs. Okay, please pay attention. So he's saying that he has new evidence that he didn't have during the previous proceedings. Okay, so let's keep going, honey. Okay, so court has fraud committed upon it by the defendants requiring relief from judgment under Rule 60 because the judgment is void and the evidence could not have been reasonably discovered through due diligence by this plaintiff other than the time it was permitted or presented to the plaintiff. Now, Detroit police officer Nicole Rabier has authored and notarized an affidavit stating that she worked for Sean Combs and knew about the defendant's rape of this plaintiff and the forcing of this plaintiff to be placed in prison to cover up his criminal activity. Okay, Andrea Bomarito admits to working for Sean Combs to frame and lie about kidnapping and rape charges against this plaintiff, as shown by her affidavit, which is attached. The affidavit of Suzette Samuels, assistant Wayne County prosecutor, has admitted to working to cover up the rape of this plaintiff by defendant Sean Combs and framed the plaintiff. See affidavit for Suzette Samuels. Okay, so there is another affidavit. Ooh, honey, this is all nefarious. Plaintiff has since been arrested with new proof. Hold on, I'm sorry. Some of this is blurry, like I said. Okay, plaintiff has since been provided with new proof of fraudulent concealment conducted by the defendant through the Detroit Police Department, Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, and most assuredly, the affidavits of the assistant Wayne County prosecutor, Suzette Samuels, verifying her role in the fraudulent concealment, requiring the court to waive the statute of limitations. Plaintiff submits affidavits verifying that the defendant worked and ordered her and her associates to conceal the evidence of the crimes being committed against this plaintiff, okay, pertaining to the sexual assault of the plaintiff by the defendant and even more horrific actions done to conceal the truth. Plaintiff will also be submitting a Rule 60B motion through this filing for full decision by the trial court. This is all nefarious, honey. I absolutely cannot believe this. And the thing is, how come everybody's not talking about this? It's all crazy. Okay, now this is based on the evidence and factors contained within it, within the interest of the district court fully deciding all the factual motions and evidence that this plaintiff is presenting prior to the Court of Appeals obtaining full jurisdiction over the case. Plaintiff states that the court must must address this serious issue before the plaintiff goes to the Court of Appeals. And as such, plaintiff requests that this court and the office of the clerk decide this motion that is not frivolous and is a rightful motion filed by plaintiff on the process in the matter as allowed by the federal rules of appellate procedure. These affidavits are the plaintiff offers of proof. Okay, they support this plaintiff's claims that the affiants have all worked for and with defendant, which is Diddy, by the way, and worked for defendant Sean Combs to cover up the sexual assault of this plaintiff by the defendant in 1997 and have come forward to state that they have in fact done their actions and have bravely come to the front to state what they have done and why they have done it. And it was all to cover up the sexual assault committed upon this plaintiff by the defendant. Ooh. This is all really interesting. Okay, and then he has his information attached on here. Now, this is from Suzette Samuels, the assistant Wayne County attorney. Okay, and so let's see what she has to say. You know, if these things are true, my question is, Aubrey says something sounds fishy about this. Yeah, what sounds fishy is, why the hell would these people be exposing themselves? Why would these people be telling on themselves? I have several questions, honey. Okay, let me scroll through some more of this and get to the next affidavit. Hold on. Okay, let's start right here, beloveds. Like I said, I'm not going through all this. I'm trying to find the main important parts. Okay, so this is what Miss Suzette Samuels attests to. I prosecuted Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith in the criminal case of People of the State of Michigan versus Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. And then there's the case number. During the criminal proceedings, January the 1st of 2008 through October the 31st of 2008, I worked directly for the immediate persons of Kim L. Worthy, Wayne County prosecutor, and for Mr. Sean John Combs, aka P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, and Brother Love, okay, owner and founder of Bad Boy Records. The office of the Wayne County prosecutor has framed Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith for the crime of the criminal sexual conduct beginning in 1997 and in 2008 and again in 2019 while he was incarcerated. Now, the person who directed these prosecutions were and still are Mr. Sean John Combs, musician, music mogul, artist, owner, and founder of the Bad Boy Records label, and Kim L. Worthy, currently Wayne County prosecutor. Okay, Mr. Sean Combs and Kim L. Worthy ordered the Detroit Police Department's 9th Precinct, Northeastern District to arrest and frame Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith for multiple rapes that he did not commit. Mr. Sean John Combs and Kim L. Worthy directed me to use my powers and office as the assistant Wayne County prosecutor to falsely charge and convict Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith with 6 counts of criminal sexual conduct and 2 counts of kidnapping, which I did out of fear of my life, and which I did because I was paid to do so in this and many other cases totaling 128 Black male citizens. Now, why would she be saying all of this? And this is signed February the 10th of 2025 by an assistant district attorney. I don't know if I believe all these people are just snitching on themselves. Okay? All these people can't be just telling all of this. Why would they be saying all of this stuff? Now, I'm starting to get suspicious because I'm wondering if Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, in fact, wrote this stuff, typed this stuff up himself. I just have questions. because it just came out a couple of days ago. So now here's the thing. If he did, in fact, write this stuff up himself, like forge it or something, but it is notarized. But my thing is, did he write this himself? Okay, Troy says, I told you the diddler has power over people with power. Auntie Leah said, how did it get notarized? Okay, well, now, if these people wrote it themselves, they likely had it notarized and then, I guess, submitted it to him for his case. I don't know. I just have several questions because I just can't believe these people are actually saying all this stuff. I can't believe that these people are actually spilling all the tea, okay, on themselves. But let me continue because this all sounds real crazy. What do you all think? Okay, so anyway, let me scroll past some of this. Okay, goes on to say, Mr. Combs ordered Kim L. Worthy to prosecute Cardello-Smith for the crimes and to keep him in prison for these crimes after Mr. Combs had taken a $150,000 investment from Mr. Cardello-Smith in early January of 1997. And Mr. Cardello-Smith demanded a notarized receipt with Mr. Marcus Ashford overseeing the notary services. Mr. Combs and my boss, Kim Worthy, have framed Cardello-Smith to cover up the grape of Cardello-Smith by Mr. Combs in 1997. And while Cardello-Smith uses serving as Mr. Combs' bartender throughout, or he was serving as Mr. Combs' bartender throughout 1996 and 1997. Mr. Combs sent 3 men to kill Cardello-Smith in 1997 while he and a female companion were exiting a Detroit movie theater. Cardello-Smith was stabbed in his right arm while defending himself and killed the knife-wielding assailant. Mr. Cardello-Smith was placed under arrest for second-degree murder while this murder was then hidden, and it led to Cardello-Smith being sent to prison for multiple counts of criminal sexual conduct, crimes of which he is innocent of. I worked with the 1997 assistant prosecutor under Michael Dugan, and then Judge Kim L. Worthy, Mr. Michael Dugan, current Detroit mayor, and other officials to cover up the crimes. And I played a key role with Detroit police officers, meaning more than one. Okay, Mr. Sean Combs, Diddy, who was personally involved. Okay, are y'all hearing this? Because this is a whole lot. Please pay attention. This is absolutely a whole lot. And I don't know if I'm buying this, but let's keep going. Mr. Sean Combs was always personally involved and directed these meetings. Okay, saying that they would have meetings. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Hold on, I'm scrolling too fast. Okay. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so Mr. Cardello was placed under arrest for second-degree murder. This murder was hidden. Okay, hold on. Let me find my place. Okay, Mr. Sean Combs and Kim L. Worthy both paid cash directly to Mr. Vincent Smother, okay, a contract killer, Patricia Panine, detective in Detroit, and Dearborn, Michigan, David Cobb, Detroit Police Department sergeant, okay, and then he's deceased, okay, it has in parentheses, deceased, Carly Carpenter, Tina Bomarito, Andrea Bomarito, and others to kidnap and attempt to kill Mr. Derrick Lee Cardello in 2008, only to fail, and then decided to use the same people to frame Cardello-Smith for grapes that he did not do. Carly Carpenter, sisters Tina and Andrea Bomarito are sexual assault and sexual slavery victims of Mr. Sean Combs. Wayne County officials, Kim Lee Worthy, and part of a crime ring and criminal enterprise throughout the state of Michigan. Do y'all hear this? I paid $5,000 to a 36th district court judge to secure an arrest warrant for Cardello-Smith in January of 2008. I paid $5,000 to Judge Willie Lipscomb, 36th District Court, Detroit, a judge to falsely determine that there was enough evidence to make Cardello-Smith stand trial in the Wayne County Circuit Court as the possible cause, as the probable cause conference hearing, and he was therefore bound over for trial. I paid $10,000 to Judge Daniel P. Ryan, 3rd Circuit District Judge of Wayne County. Okay, this is all sounding real crazy. People talking about paying off judges, bribery, and all of this. Okay. So anyway, it says I paid $10,000 to Judge Daniel P. Ryan, 3rd Circuit Court Judge, okay, of Wayne County, to grant all of my motions in circuit court and secure a conviction of Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith by way of denying every motion that Cardello-Smith was entitled to be given, resulting in his plea of no contest. I paid $4,300 to Judge Thomas Cameron of 3rd Circuit Court. Wow. I paid Judge Bridget Mary Hathaway of 3rd Circuit Court. So talking about they paid off all these judges, this is all crazy. Okay, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Now I'm going to skip past some of this stuff. Try to get to the end of it, honey, because I don't have time to be going through all of this whole thing. But this is absolutely nefarious. Okay, so goes on to say that Judge Bridget M. Hathaway has completely earned her money by entering decisions against Cardello-Smith that shows that she will not allow the recantation affidavits to be placed on the court record, because to do so would mean that she has accepted bribes to deny relief to an innocent man. The offices of the Wayne County prosecutor under Kim L. Worthy and the office of the Wayne County Circuit Court under Judges Daniel Ryan, Thomas Cameron, and Bridget M. Hathaway are directly working for Sean John Combs, aka P. Diddy, and I am a direct employee of Sean Diddy Combs. And I framed Cardello-Smith for grapes he did not commit. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here, because at the end of the day, this all sounds real nefarious. Okay, I just have several questions, and the first question I have is, why in the hell are these people telling on themselves? Why are these people self-snitching? Okay, what is their motivation for coming clean? Queen, so we now have officers of the court mixed up in all of this. Honey, this is all crazy and nefarious. This is what the affidavits say. These are what the affidavits say, but I have questions. Are these affidavits actual and factual, or did Derrick Lee Cardello draw these up himself? Okay, I just have questions. I'm about to look up some of these people, like Kim L. Worthy, because I have several questions. Okay, we already looked up Suzette Samuels. Here's Kim L. Worthy right here. I mean, these are actual people, but I don't know why they be telling on themselves. Hold on. Let me pull up her picture. Okay, here she is right here. Please pay attention. This is all nefarious. Janine said they're probably being investigated, Queen. It's no telling, honey. This is her right here, though. That's her. That's who is he's talking about in the affidavits. Kim L. Worthy. Okay, so that's one of the people that was named, and we already checked out Suzette Samuels. And then who's another person? Judge Daniel Ryan. Okay, let's look up Judge Daniel Ryan in Michigan. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Yep, here he is. Pull his picture up. Hold on. Hold on, that's his LinkedIn. Let me see if I can find another. Okay, here he is right here. Let me share my screen. That's him right there. Oh, I don't know. This is all very interesting and clearly nefarious. Okay, so what do y'all think? Janine said, oh, they're all their queen. Panther Strike said, Queen, isn't this Samuel's lady an author? I've heard her name before. I don't know. She's supposedly the assistant prosecutor or something. Anyway, with that all being said, honey, sounds like Diddy's got himself into a pickle. Okay, please pay attention. This is all crazy. How many of you saw the court? How many of you saw the video when Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith was in court? Once in the chat. How many of you saw the video when he was in court? Or do I need to play it again? Do I need to play it again for anyone? This is all crazy. Vita says, y'all putting twos, y'all didn't see it? Now, I know I showed the video. Above that drum said, I missed that, Queen. Okay, I'm going to show it to you all now because y'all saw this here first. I'm the first one that showed this video and dug up this whole story about this nefarious man, honey. Please pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to go to the video. Let me pull it up real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I can't believe so many of you all haven't seen this. Okay, some of you have seen it. Okay, so for those that didn't, I'm just going to go to it again. This is the man that's suing Diddy and saying that all these people framed him, honey. Please pay attention. And he won $100 million from Diddy. He was by default judgment in September.
Smith, sir?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is in the matter of Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, MDOC number 267009 versus Sean Combs, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, also known as Sean P. Diddy, also known as Diddy, Bad Boy Records label owner, founder, also known as Puff P. Daddy, Bad Boy, Diddy Run the City, Sean Combs, also known as Sean Puffy Combs. And this is file number 24-7362NO. We'll grab your paperwork here real quick out of this other paperwork. We do have Mr. Cardello-Smith appearing from the Michigan Department of Corrections. Sir, where are you currently located?
Okay. Sorry about that. I had trouble getting myself back on the screen. Okay, so with that I've been saying, Queen Sam said the judge is tired of calling all those nicknames. I know, right? Okay, so listen. After I showed the video, then some of you started saying that you remember seeing it before. I know, because I definitely showed it to you all before. Okay, now for those of you who missed it, I'll just drop the link into the chat, okay? I'll drop the link in the chat so you can watch it at your leisure. But with that all being said, honey, I find this also interesting. I don't know if this man is telling the truth, if these are actual affidavits from the people. I mean, they're notarized, which I find to be interesting. Greta says Queen did show this video a while back. Now I remember. Yeah, okay. So you all remembered. So like I said, for those who missed it, I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, there's the link right there. You can watch it at your leisure. But anyway, honey, this is all crazy. I don't know if this stuff is true, but I tell you what, sometimes things are stranger than fiction. At the end of the day, Diddy is the devil, in my opinion. So I don't know. Okay, this man's very adamant about Diddy doing these things to him. And this man has filed a myriad of motions. If you all remember, this man's been filing against Diddy for years. Okay, and if you remember, I reported to you months back, I think it was sometime last year, when he said that Diddy came to the jail to see him, came to the prison to see him and offered him money. If you all remember that, I think he said Diddy offered him like $2.3 million and he didn't want to take it. he wanted 100 million, which is what he sued for. Okay, so honey, I just find this all interesting. Like I said, I don't know if this is true or false, but what I do know is that Diddy has a whole lot going on. This man won't give up. There must be some truth to what he is saying, says Auntie Leah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, honey, at the end of the day. And let me just say this. Some of the stories, when people come out and talk about trafficking and things like that, they may sound crazy to us because we don't know about those things. We don't live that life or haven't been privy to, to those experiences, thank God. But at the end of the day, sometimes, crazy things happen. Now, in this case, I don't know if this is true or not because I can't see an assistant prosecutor telling on herself and admitting that she took money from Diddy. But she did say that she was afraid for her life and her family's life. But even with that all being said, you're still saying that you accepted the money. So did you really do it because you were scared or because you just wanted the money? Or is this even true? Okay, I have a whole lot of questions. Okay, Vita says the prosecutor talks about giving the last payment to the white lady judge in January. Okay, Queen Sam says, why isn't these angry folks telling Elon Musk to go back to Africa like they love to tell us? Exactly. A good question, beloved. Okay, so anyway, honey, I'm up out of here. Vita said it's on the court documents. Anyway, honey, I'm about to be out of here. Diddy was paying judges all the way back up until January of this year to keep this man in prison. You believe so, Vita? You believe so? Well, it looks like, I don't know. It just seems like some of this stuff could be plausible. Okay, T of y'all says, remember that investigator who was threatening folks? Yeah, I absolutely do. So with that all being said, yeah, Vita, I know that's where I got them from, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, listen, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Honey, it gets more and more interesting every day with a diddler. Every day there is something else going on. Okay, there is something else going on with him. I just find it also interesting. Okay, and so anyway, Auntie Leah's telling me to read the part about Tupac. Honey, y'all want me to read these whole documents, go through all of this, honey. I really don't have time. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll a little bit further. Hold on. I don't remember where the part about Tupac actually is. Hold on. Okay, now what I will do is I'll read another one of these affidavits from one of these people. Okay, this person, Andrea Bomarito. Andrea Bomarito says, I work for Sean Diddy Combs, also known as P. Diddy Puff Daddy. I work for Kim L. Worthy, Chief Wayne County Prosecutor. I work for Suzette Samuels, Assistant Wayne County Prosecutor. I was paid $10,000 between the times of October 1st of 2007 and June 25th of 2008 to say that Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith kidnapped me, assaulted me, and beat me. Now, this is what the supposed victim, okay, the person who accused him, is saying. I testified falsely under oath that that these events happened when I was on the stand in the 36th District Court of the City of Detroit, and that testimony was used in the Wayne County Circuit Court to falsely convict Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith did not kidnap and did not rape me or my sister, Tina Bomarito. Okay, Bomarito. Okay, this was all a lie, and I was paid to say it happened on the orders of David Cobb. Okay, sergeant of the Detroit Police Department. A police sergeant. I attempted to have Wayne County Prosecutor Kim L. Worthy, Assistant Prosecutor Suzette Samuels, and told them I lied, and they said they would get me for filing a false police report as well as my sister, and they would lose their winning streak. I said, so what? Wait a minute. So she said that she went and told the prosecutor, Kim L. Worthy, and the assistant prosecutor, Suzette Samuels, went and told them that this was all fraudulent and that she filed a fake police report or whatever. And then said they threatened that they would lock her up. Okay, they would get her for that because she would mess up their winning streak. Okay, so having seen that the courts require me to recant in order to get the truth told, then I stated that I am recanting because I participated in a conspiracy with my sister and many other people to frame an innocent man named Derrick Cardello-Smith. And it was wrong for me to have done this. And I understand that I could be charged with filing a false police report, but not to be, but so be it. Okay, for the truth, I will do it. I lied under oath in the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Derrick Cardello-Smith. Honey, this is a whole bunch of people. I just find this interesting. I don't know if I should believe this or not. Okay, for the mere fact, here's the thing. If one of these people, Shawty said, this is all too much, okay? Fat Boo said she granted him payment. DJ Big Six says, yep, the rabbit hole goes deep. It definitely does. Okay, DJ Big Six says, just imagine all of the framing that's been going on. T of y'all says she needs to be still locked up. She's a false witness. She okay, but then again not. Okay, this is all crazy. So here's the thing. I just can't believe that all these people are telling on themselves. All of these people are meant to being caught up in a conspiracy to have this man convicted, charged with rape and kidnapping. Just a bunch of lies supposedly told at the behest of Diddy. And that Diddy paid for all of this to go down because he raped this man. And then he also took property from the man. Okay, let's not forget that part. Okay, so honey, Roxy said he is way too nefarious. Troy said, I know y'all not surprised. Okay, anyway, honey, lock Diddy up and throw away the key is all I'm saying. And so, and anyone who is involved in these shenanigans right here as well, judges, prosecutors, assistant prosecutors, police sergeants, other police officers, this is crazy. Okay, so honey, if this is all true, this is the worst case scenario of Diddy yet. But who knows what we're going to find out tomorrow. Fat Boo said world record lawsuit, okay? Anyway, with that being said, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Okay, each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got